أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ به من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. سبحانك اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We praise Allah, we thank Him, we bear witness that there is no God who deserves to be worshipped except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is Allah's servant and He is the last messenger sent to mankind. We are praying and asking Allah to send peace, salutations, and blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and his companions, and also his family, those who will follow him till the day of Qiyamah. May Allah make us among them. Alhamdulillah, our brothers and sisters, it is another opportunity for us again to meet and go over the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the book of Imam Nawawee alayhi rahmatullah. May Allah be pleased, may Allah have mercy upon him. The hadith that he wrote, that he called Al-Arba'un Nawawee, the 40 hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And if we remember, we finished the commentary about around the hadith 29, the hadith that it happened that again the Imam who's doing khutbah happened to go over it again last time, and then he finishes today. So today we are going to go with the hadith number 30, 30, hadith 30. عن أبي ثعلبة الخشني جرثوم بن ناشر رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: إن الله تعالى فرض فرائض فلا تضيعوها، وحد حدودا فلا تعتدوها، وحرم أشياء فلا تنتهكوها، وسكت عن أشياء رحمة لكم غير نسيان فلا تبحثوا عنها. رواه الدارقطني وغيرهما. This hadith is reported by Sa'laba al-Hushani Jurthum bin Nashir. May Allah be pleased with him. He narrated that Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Inna Allah ta'ala farada fara'id. Certainly Allah, the Most Exalted, has laid down obligations. He has prescribed obligations. And he said, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَلَا تُضَيِّعُوهَا. So do not neglect them. Do not neglect the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he said, وَحَدَّ حُدُودًا. And Allah has given limits. فَلَا تَعْتَدُوهَا. Do not exceed them. There's a limit of everything. In your dunya, you are allowed to do things, but there's a limit of everything. You're not supposed to go out, exceed the limit. وَحَدَّ حُدُودًا فَلَا تَعْتَدُوهَا. And then وَحَرَّمَ أَشْيَاءَ. And he has prohibited some things. Do not violate them. Alright? فَلَا تَنْتَهِكُوهَا. Do not violate them by falling on them, by committing things that you're not supposed to commit. وَسَكَتَ عَنْ أَشْيَاء rahmatan lak. And Allah has been, He was silent. He did not, tell us about certain things. Rahmatan lakum is what? Out of mercy for us, for you, human being. It's not for forgetfulness. It's not because He forgot about it. And He said, فَلَا تَبْحَثُ عَنْهَا. Do not what? Try to search on it. Do not try to what? Delve on them or into them. Do not try to, تَبْحَثُ عَنْهَا, try to know more about it. Certain things Allah do not reveal it. Don't try. We understand. Rahmatullah is for your mercy. We understand. So here, if we want to go to the commentary of Sheikh Salih al-Fawzan, alayhi rahmatullah, he said, Allah Ta'ala shar'a li ibadihi ma yuslihuhum fi dinihim wa dunyahum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated for His servant what will bring benefit to them in their deen, their religion, and what? Their dunya, their worldly life. Allah has always brought clarification. Okay? He has explained, legislated a lot of things. Majority of the things in our daily life and also in our deen. And then he said, قوله فرض فرائض يعني أوجب واجبات فالفرض هو الواجب. For Allah to say, the Prophet ﷺ said, he's saying that Allah has legislated, alright? He has laid down obligations, prescribed some obligations. Alright? It means that Allah has enjoined, okay, obligation. The word fard is what? The same as what? Wajib. When you see fard, it's like when we pray the 5 daily prayer, we call it what? The fard prayer. That's what obligatory prayers. So it is, it is opposite of what? The what? Voluntary prayer that one you will do. So Allah has made certain things that is wajib. You cannot, you cannot go around it. You have to do it. You don't do it, you are sinful. Alright? وَقِيلَ إِنَّ الْفَرْض آكِدُ مِنَ الْوَاجِبِ وَالْوَاجِبُ هُوَ مَا يُثَابُ فَاعِلُهُ وَيُعَاقَبُ تَارِكُهُ. So the Sheikh is explaining. It is said that the fard is stronger than what? Obligation. Okay? In obligation than wajib. And they said, wajib is what? For which, if you do it, you are rewarded. But when you leave it, you abandon it, okay, the person will be punished. He said, هو ما يثاب فاعله ويعاقب تاركه. Anything that is obligation for you to do, if you don't do it, it is like a person will get punished. It's not like the person will be punished. A person will not do it, they are sinful. It's like prayer. A person refuses to pray, they are sinful. Everybody is going to pray and then they're sitting down. So today I don't feel like praying. Okay? They have to pray. There's no way. It's mandatory. You don't have choice. Alright? You don't pray, you are sinful. And if you think, especially if it's an obligatory prayer, if you feel like it is not mandatory, then you are out of Islam. It's like you rejected the what? Obligation of that, the prayer. You don't see it like it is fard, it's rukun of your, it's a pillar of your deen. It's like you deny a ayah, the Quran. And anyone who denies a ayah in the Quran is considered like what? A kafir. Mahfuz, come and sit down. And then the Shaykh is explaining, he said, أوجب واجبات وألزم بها من الطاعات. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done obligation and order us on them with righteous deeds and acts of worship, such as the 5 daily prayers. One of the obligations, an example of obligations that you can see is what? Is 5 daily prayers. No one will be punished because you don't pray the sunnah prayer. But a person will be punished for delaying or for playing with the prayer. فَوَيْلٌ للمصلين. And he said, as-zakah, like what? The zakah that would, anyone who has money that reach a certain amount of money for a year, you have to take out and give to the poor people. So Ramadan is wajib. Some people, they think you can just choose not to fast and give sadaqah. That's what some people think. When you are healthy, you don't have any excuse. It's mandatory for you to fast. Until in some mazahib, if a person even was sick, okay, during the Ramadan, and Ramadan passed, did not get to what they have to pay, and they pass away, those who inherit them will have to fast for them. But that's how you realize that prayer also is so dangerous that no one can pray on your behalf. When you miss it, that's it. Nobody will pray for you. The Hajj, someone can do it for you. Zakah, if the time of paying zakah is arrived while you are alive, because the moment you pass away, the money doesn't belong to you anymore. The bank account where you put all kind of password nobody knows. The day you pass away, the day a person passes away is not your money anymore. It's your wife and your children and those who deserve to inherit. That's their money. So they're not going to touch it. And the most scary part when it comes to money is that if it happens that Allah tests you for bad family, they don't care about your debt. People who you owe, you have to pay. They don't care. One sheikh is explaining how the elder son of the man who passed away, he was so rich. He was crying because the Ustaz was telling him that those people your father need to pay, has a commitment, he has debt towards one such and such. So they have to take out that money and give away. Right now your father is not in peace. So before even we divide the inheritance, let us take the money of your father and pay the debt. Well, he was crying. So he should pay it before he died. If his son. And it's the elder one, the oldest son. He was crying, he refused. And he threw out all the Ustaz who were trying to give him advice. He threw them out. And bring other people that he gave money, they are the one who distribute the inheritance. It's so scary. You strive for people that you strive for. If you don't pay attention, sometimes they are your enemy. When Allah is telling us, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, inna min azwajikum wa awladukum aduwwun lakum fahdharuhum. It's so scary when you hear certain story. You will think about it all the time. The people for whom you strive, they are not ready to even help after you die. That's what I was saying even here. Like us, even you have a father or a mother or a closest one who passed away. Be honest. How many times you really raise your hand praying for them? And they need your dua. So the zakah, a person has to pay zakah. If a person delay their zakah to pay, when you pass away, those who inherit you, they will be able to pay for your zakah. If you delay your hajj and you have hajj, even if you weren't able to make hajj, if it wasn't mandatory for you, even if you have good children, they become rich, you will see one of them will go to perform hajj on your behalf after they have done theirs. So this everyone can do on your behalf, but the prayer, no way. You do not do it, that's it. It is a gap. The day of Qiyamah, Allah will ask you, and you get punished for that. May Allah protect us. So the prayer, we should always try our best to pray. We don't have any choice. Well, even our kids, we have to command them to pray. They don't have choice. The moment you pray, even at home, don't pray and you let your children watching TV. Even at home. So we don't even talk about the Masjid. A child can just do anything the moment they reach the age of 5, 6, 7, they start being smart and stuff, initiate them in the prayer. Of course, the Prophet ﷺ said to commend them at the age of 7. But we all know now how the children of 4, 5-year-old, how they behave now. For your own benefit, you better start at the lowest age. When you pray, let them know that it's the time of Allah. Let them stay next to you. Even if they play around next to you, until they pray, you finish praying. But the moment they are out, they are literally away from you. Sometimes you don't know, you don't even have concentration in your prayer. You don't know if they went out or they are touching something that is dangerous for them or not. No. And especially if we bring our children to the masjid also, try our best so that they don't disturb the concentration of other people during the prayer. It's mandatory. The moment your son or your daughter, when they come to the masjid, they don't stay quiet. They don't, especially when trying to pray and then you cannot handle them. Well, it's better for you to leave them out. If it disturbs other people to focus, it's better for you to stay home and pray and teach them. But they to come and disturb other people in the prayer, it's not right. You teach them ways.
I think some people misunderstand.
Yes.
When the Prophet was praying and some of his grandson was
yes.
They misunderstand this.
Yeah, some people misunderstand. They misunderstood the moment the Prophet ﷺ was praying and his grandson came and they were behind, playing on his behind him and stuff. Until the moment they get out, that's the moment he will lift himself and pray. Okay, that time, the Prophet ﷺ is either he's praying in his sunnah prayer, and this is his house, and his masjid is close to the masjid, the house. Okay, so the moment it's jama'ah, and it disturbs, and this kid, they don't make a noise. For them to come and climb on him, it's not like they make a noise. You understand? But here, sometimes you see children, someone who's crying, the other one is making noise. You don't even know if they are hurting themselves or not. Sometimes even they lock the door. The people who are a little bit late, they cannot even come in. So all that is harm. Okay? The moment you want to do good and it will harm other people, you have to remove the harm. You don't do that good anymore. You understand? There's a goodness you want to do, but on top of that, it will harm other people. Don't do it. We remember that the woman that they say that she's praying at night and fasting all the time. But her problem is what? She harmed her neighbor. The Prophet ﷺ said what? He is now. She in hellfire. Because what? She's harming. It's not even human beings sometimes, it is even animals. If it happens that you harm the animal, the person, whatever you do, it will never save you from hellfire. So may Allah make us understand. So when we come, it is wajib, we have to teach the children to pray. At the age, because they can manage the phones and stuff nowadays. Even I have a son of 9 months, he look and then he knows the phones. Subhanallah. I was like you get shocked. 9 months. He knows when you turn it off, he want to look what you do, and then he want to pull it on your hand, from your hand. So you're not going to do that. You wait say that, the Prophet ﷺ said at 7, that's the moment we teach them. It's on you. You will suffer. And we have to let them know it's mandatory. The prayer, you don't have any choice. When it is time, they have to be, if they don't want to pray, they can stand next to you. They have to stand next to you without making noise. You visit some people's houses, you start to pray, you see them praying and the children are making noise the other way. Watching everything. Subhanallah. So we have to realize that the prayer is mandatory. When it is come to things that it's mandatory for us to do, we have to also let our children know about it. We understand no one will pay your prayer. And concentration and focus in the prayer is mandatory, is a pillar of the prayer. If you don't have that in the prayer, your prayer is still shaking. So anything that will disturb you from what? Concentrate, you have to remove it if you are capable of it. But if you are not capable, like it's like when you pray here, sometimes the moment you say Allahu Akbar, you see people come with their big car and playing music, and you will think it is inside the masjid. That you cannot. You will leave the prayer and tell them to move. This street doesn't belong to you. But your child is your child. When it's time to pray, they better come next to you and pray. So may Allah make us understand. And the Shaykh is continuing saying, مثل الصلوات الخمس زكاة said, وبر الوالدين الحج بيت الحرام is also mandatory. وبر الوالدين, to be dutiful to your parents, it is mandatory. They are kafir, they are not kafir, it's not your problem. Oh, well, when I was young, he left me and my mom, and now I have money, that's the moment. It's not your problem. You have to be good to them. Of course, we have in our society, a parent who doesn't deserve children. They don't deserve these children. You have parents, the woman, their wife, they have problems with the wife, they will reject the woman and the children. All of them. And you will see the woman will go and marry someone else who will consider these children like his own children. He will treat them perfectly. Until maybe, alhamdulillah, majority of the time, these are the children who will make it in life. They have a lot, good job, and they have money. So the moment Baba saw that his child make it in life, he's trying to connect himself to the child anymore. Then the child said, I don't know you. My child, of course he did wrong, but you don't have any choice. That's your fault. You have to take care of him. Whatever he has done, if you don't forgive him, that's between you and Allah. You don't forgive him, no problem. But Allah will punish him for what he has done. It's not your problem. He raised you, he did not raise you, he did not give you. It's not your problem. We have to differentiate between a lot of things. When Allah wants us to be good to each other, it's not because when you are good to me, that's the moment I'm good to you. No. It's mandatory. The moment you say La ilaha illallah, I have to love you for the sake of Allah for that La ilaha illallah. If I hate you, I dislike you, it's because of La ilaha illallah. Al-wala wal-bara. That's how it is. But it's not, he's being always mean to me, I'm not going to say salam to him. No. Or when he says salam to him, I'm not going to respond. No. It's mandatory. So your father or your mother, it is mandatory to be dutiful to them. To be obedient to them. You don't have any choice. Even if they are mushrik. For them to be mushrik or mushrikun is not your problem. Or they did not watch you, they did not take care of you during your childhood. They reject you. It's not your problem. The moment you know it's your father or your mother, take care of them. You don't even have to come and tell them anything that will even destroy their heart. When you give them, you have to be happy. Because you do that not for their sake, you do that for the one who asked you to do it. Everybody is watching. You don't have any choice. So we may understand sometimes we say he did not take care of me, I don't have any father, the only father I have is my mother, husband, the one who raised me. No. May Allah make it easy. And we repeat it again, the parents, you have the responsibility of taking care of your child. Since you have their mother, you marry their mother, and she's pregnant. The moment she's pregnant, if you used to give her, maybe weekly money, it is maybe 200 or 300. The moment she's pregnant, you have to add, so that she eats good. It's mandatory. If you don't have, it's not a problem. One day the day she gave birth, after she gave birth, when she gave birth, you have to add also money. The way you used to give to her, it has to increase according to your capability. You don't gonna go and ask someone whose salary monthly is just 1,500, and you want those 1,500. My mother, you don't do that. You just want those 1,500. So what is the rent? How is he going to pay the rent? But we do it, the person has to do it accordingly. They have to pay perfectly, feed them perfectly. According to what? Their capability. Until the child, if it is a son, until they reach the age of puberty, that's the moment, okay, the taklif on you. The obligation of you taking care of them is gone. That's the day they become they reach the age of puberty. That's the day it's not mandatory for you to feed them and to clothe them and everything. That's the day they become what? Responsible themselves. So if you do it, it's to keep them safe and so on for yourself. But for a girl, until she go to the house of what? Her husband. Even if she's 40 and she's receiving paycheck $2,000 a week, you have to take care of her.
Yes.
Until she enters the room, the house of her husband. You realize how the reason why it is always good, for in Islam, even before the religion that come before, it's always good that the sisters get married earlier. So may Allah make the ways easy for us. So a father, you need to know your responsibility. It's not what you want. No, you have to take care of your children. The moment you don't do it, you will have to face it. Into this dunya, even you will see your life will be terrible. Your life will be terrible in this life. You don't take care of their mother, you don't take care of them, your life will be terrible. Today you see some father, they will go and eat good. Then they come home, the children are hungry. I ask myself, what kind of human being are these? When we were young, our uncles, they prefer not to eat, give us their food instead of they would be hungry so that we eat and we become food. Of course, they used to not give us some meat and stuff because it says we have life behind in front of us. They will enjoy the meat more than us. Yeah, I see the video that's so terrible. An old man who was eating with the children, I think his grandchildren was his own sons. I think it happened that the son did not know it, he just go and grab the chicken. If you see the slap that the father just give to the baby, subhanAllah. That's terrible. Subhanallah. Nowadays we don't have that. Nowadays even our children, they turn out to toys. They play with us like. Before it wasn't like that. You heard the moped of your father, the woman, everybody's running.
It's haram to slap.
Of course. In Islam we all know that it's haram to slap. Everybody, majority they know. No, majority of people knows. In Islam you don't slap him. If you want to, you don't slap in the face, even you want to pay, the only way you want to, if a person did wrong, then you punish them, not slapping them, making, leaving trace on their faces or whatever. It's haram. So may Allah save us, inshallah. So the Shaykh is saying, Birrul Walidain, brothers, Birrul Walidain is wajib. The same way Birrul Walidain is wajib, also it is also for parents also to take care of their children is wajib. The moment you don't do it, Allah will ask you. If you are capable of taking care of your children, giving them a good life, and you don't do it, Allah will ask you the day of Qiyamah. May Allah save us. وغير ذلك من الواجبات التي بين العبادة وبين الله وبين العباد وبين الله والواجبات التي بين العباد بعضهم مع بعض من بر الوالدين وصلة الأرحام والإحسان إلى المحاويج Another thing also the Sheikh is mentioned here is he's giving us an example of what obligatory things, action in our religion. Allah prescribe obligatory things. Do not what? Do not violate them. You have to what? Take care of them. Do not neglect them. One of them that we all neglect also is what? Silat Rahim. Is to keep what? To keep your family tidy. Okay? To keep what? The family, the blood. The kindness, the kindness like such as kindness to the parent, join it, they call it what? Kinship, right? Kinship. When you are related to a person, and especially if they are Muslim also, subhanallah, it is mandatory for you to not leave them. Even if they do evil. Today we have family sometimes, and they want to harm us, but you are related to them bloodily. If their harm doesn't affect your religion, you're not supposed to leave them. But the moment you realize that if you are getting closer to them, you will lose your religion, that's the moment you can save yourself in your deen. But if it is just like that, they just talk bad about you, they don't want to talk to you, you have to talk to them. You know the religion, you have to talk to them. You don't have any choice. You don't have any choice. Sometimes things say, oh, he doesn't talk to me, I don't care about him. The Prophet ﷺ, if I remember the Hadith, there is two things. There is two things that will come the door of Qiyamah. And it will come and talk about when the person, judgment day is finished, when the judgment is finished, people are going to Jannah, it will come and call them. One of them is what? Ar-Rahim. It is what? Silat al-Rahim. It's kinship. It will say that he did not take care of his what? Kinship, did not take care of him. Ya Allah, he has to pay it back to them. And this, you cannot save yourself. Today we think is when the person is, always when is you are the only one calling the person, but the person never call you. So that is enough for you not to stop calling them, to stop sending them message. Or you heard that they talk bad about you. That's not your problem. It's your family, it's your family. You have to really keep doing it. You never know. You never know one day they will come back and they will be better than you if you don't even know. Look at that's the story of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam is teaching us everything. These are his brothers who try to kill him. They throw him in a what? In a well. In order what? That he said that maybe he will be die or he will die, or some people will come and take him and they will sell him. And that's it, they will never see him anymore. Look, the day he saw them, did he punish them? No. Instead, he gave them a lot of things. He gave them provisions. And the second time they come back again, and then he did his trick, and then they realized that it's him. They tried to, explain themselves and so on. He said, no, let us say about it. Today is not the day of what discussion and trial, telling, this and that. No. If it is you and I, that's what you have done. That day, you threw me in the head, and today I'm the king. I'm going to show you. No. And the Prophet ﷺ did the same thing. The Prophet ﷺ ran away from Makkah to Medina. He ran and he was hiding. By the day he opened Makkah, he has the power, he was the king. When they arrest all those people, he asked them, what do you think I will do with you? I will deal with you. So we don't know anything about you except kindness and mercy and everything. And Prophet ﷺ said, you guys are free. You can go. These are people who were trying to kill him. And they killed majority of his Sahaba. Hamza, all those people. But he forgive them. So you tell me your sister or your uncle or your brother, what did he kill on you? He kill you? He never killed you. Did he kill your father? Did he kill your brother? Did he kill? No. It's just family issues. And we all heard the hadith when they say that Shaitan, he's always spread his smart soldiers. They go and do bad. Any one of them who come, who say that, oh, I, put this guy, he smoked today and he drink today, the other one commits zina, the other one steal and so on, he tell them, go and sit down, go and sit down, go and sit down. You don't do anything. But the one who will come and say that, but I put fitna between Fawzi and Imam, they don't talk to each other. He says, you are the best, come and sit down next to me. That's how Shaitan does. So you have to know your enemy. Today, people don't talk to each other. Sometimes in the same blood, same father. So one thing that we don't know is like, we all fall in that mistake. When you are related to a person through the mother and not through the father, you are more connected to him than the people that you have the same father and not the same mother. Of course, it's normal because you guys come from the same womb. It's normal. But in Sharia, your blood is those you have related, your real blood is those you have related to the father. And of course it makes sense because you sign the same name. If your father passed away and then it happened that your mother went and married someone, then you have siblings. But you are not the same father, you don't have the same father. The siblings that you have from your father's side, and what? Your father's side, which you don't even have the same mother, you're supposed to be closer to them more than those people. Sharia, when it comes to Sharia. But Shaitan always make us take something that is not important and we leave what is more important. It's like when we want to pray, sometimes it's time to pray, you see people asking you for childcare. And it's time to pray. A person will come and want you to be busy with what? Spoon. Food. Food is good. Alhamdulillah. It's delicious. But when it's time to pray, you have to know that it is already the obligation and some people is like Ramadan. They always focusing on tahajjud and Tarawih more than Salat al-Fajr. You see a brother with a very long tasbih in the masjid with a white cloth. Sometimes they have the white kufi also like that. You see that? They come and if they pray behind you, Amin, 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 during tahajjud. Then they don't come for Fajr. SubhanAllah. So Shaitan always lets you be busy with something that is less important, and you leave what is more important. So when it comes to our family, relationship, our blood, we have to really take care of our family. We have to keep the kinship. We don't have any choice. It's not if you want. It's not because he doesn't talk to me. He doesn't talk to you, you have to talk to him. The real goodness, the real kindness is not when the person is kind to you, you being kind to them in return. No. Of course it's good when a person is good to you, be good to them. But the scholars say the real kindness is when the person is mean to you, you being good to them. The person start calling you and then you keep calling them. When you are in the masjid, they don't ask about you. But when they are not there, you always ask. You are the only one who is asking about them. They never ask about you. Continue doing it for the sake of Allah. So if you stop because they don't call you, they don't ask about you, it's because also you want them to remember that's the reason why you are doing. You don't have any reward. So all this time you are spending giving them kindness is not real kindness because of Allah. You do it for their sake. And Allah already told you that anything you have done and you want certain reward beside, on top of Allah's reward, Allah said that He will remove Himself and He will leave you with the reward of a human being. And how many times the human being will always praise you? How many times? The only thing they can do to you is to take you to jail and put sand. That's it. They will come back. Nobody will go back to visit you anymore. Because they have to pay toll. No one will go. That's the only goodness they can do to you. So why you worry about people? Why? When you want to take care of people, you want to be kind to people. It's not because they are kind to you. Do it for the sake of Allah. You want to be good, you have to be good. The Prophet, I think Luqman al-Hakim, when he was giving advice to his son, which is not mentioned in the Quran, and scholars are bringing it sometimes, he said, you have to what? Remember two things and forget about what? Two things. Remember about Allah and the death. Remember about that. Two things. Remember about Allah and what? The death. And he said, forget about what? Two things. Forget about your goodness towards people. Forget about it. When you do good to the people, forget about it. Because the moment you always remember about your goodness towards people, you want them to praise you all the time, it will what? Nullify your action. And you will see yourself like you are kind. Forget about your goodness. And also forget about the bad things people are doing to you. Forget about it. Don't look at it. When you do so, you will be successful. So may Allah save us. So here, the hadith is so short, we're not supposed to stay longer to eat. So the Sheikh is telling us that فَلَا تُضَيِّعُوهَا أي لا تتركوها أو تساهلوا في شأنها لأنها من مصلحتكم ومن قوم أو ومن قوام دينكم. This is the mandatory and obligatory things that Allah has prescribed upon us. We're not supposed to leave them. It is for our goodness in this dunya and the hereafter. فإن النوافل تجبر الفرائض ثم المستحبات من الطاعات فإن النوافل تجبر الفرائض إذا حصل فيها نقص وتكملها والمستحب هو ما يثاب فاعله ولا يعاقب تاركه هذا هو المستحب. The Sheikh is saying also that certain times also you need to do out of what obligatory things, you do certain things that Allah does not make it mandatory upon you. Because of what? It doesn't look as how much you have spent doing the obligatory things. You're not going to do it perfectly. You will have certain gaps that you need to fill up. So your sunnah and your voluntary action will what? Will complete that. قوله وحد حدود الحد هو الشيء المانع. When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah put what? The limit. So it means nobody is supposed to what? To get close and what? Violate the limit. These are limits, so do not transgress them. Do not go over them. Alright? The limit is like فلا تقربوها يعني لا تعملوا الوسائل المقربة لها. So anything that Allah put limit, a limit of like it is haram for a person to what? To drink alcohol, liquor, alright, to commit zina. So all that is haram. And shirk, bid'ah, alright, there's limits. You're not supposed to cross. Alright, you're not supposed to cross. The limit is like when we're doing our business, we have a limit. The limit is like when it comes to haram. Anything that is related to what? The riba, stay away from it. You don't cross. So inshallah, we are going to complete the hadith. Inshallah, next week and go with the next one. Inshallah, next week. We pray may Allah accept what we have said, and may Allah forgive our sins. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Salam.